Berwick Area High School, where tonight a Division I matchup in the Wyoming Valley Conference of Boys High School Basketball, as the Hazelton Area Cougars have traveled to Berwick to take on the Bulldogs right here on WYLN. Good evening and welcome to WYLN's continuing coverage of high school basketball. I'm Marty Burns, joined tonight by my partner Joe DeMelfi, and the councilman Jim Shepard has returned on stats. And Joe, a big remaining 2 games for Bruce Leib's Hazelton Area Cougars, as if he wins out, the best scenario he could get is a battle with Wyoming Valley West for the Wyoming Valley Conference Championship. But if Wyoming Valley West wins out, we'll have to have a playoff for the second half championship.
Well, what we have tonight, Marty, really a tale of 2 teams. We have a tale of 2 cities. Well, this is a tale of 2 teams. Berwick at the opposite end really have 1 win this season. They have struggled. Jim Fromm has scored a lot of points for them. They just haven't been able to put some things together. Hazelton Area right now, as you had mentioned, playing for that second half title. So it will be interesting tonight to see how Berwick matches up early and whether they have enough to come after Hazelton and stay after them in the entire ballgame. As I said, one team not playing for much, the other playing really for second half title.
And as you mentioned, especially in the last couple weeks, the great individual season for Jim Fromm of Berwick has 2 games remaining, which includes tonight's matchup with Hazelton Area. But a couple weeks ago against Lake Lehman, put up 47 points in Berwick's victory over Lake Lehman. But we've seen during this season getting a little extra help from sophomore Brandon Sheets, and he'll be looked upon in the future for Berwick basketball.
One of the things we had Berwick earlier, and Brandon Sheets, I thought, did a nice job for a sophomore. He's gaining some experience. Hopefully he'll be able to take that experience to the next step as he becomes a junior. But one of the things tonight, Jim Fromm obviously is key for Berwick. If he can't score, or if Hazelton does a job defensively, Berwick's going to struggle. They have struggled when Fromm has shot 60%. He scored 30 out of 40 points. What they need is some help from other players, and they need a little help from their bench. If they do not get that, it could be a long evening.
Here you get a look at the Hazelton Area bench, and in the middle there, Frank Stish came up with the big basket with 4.4 seconds left last week as Hazelton Area defeated Wyoming Valley West by 2, and Frank Stish starting to come along in his development as a junior, and played pretty well against a tough challenge in Brian Mattis.
I like Frank Stish. When he was at Hayford, we saw him play a couple of times. He's starting to move with the basketball, starting to go after the basket. I think he's going to develop into a very good basketball player.
And now Bill Callahan's Berwick Bulldogs will be introduced before this crowd here at Berwick Area High School. Berwick fans coming out to support the Bulldogs, but also a nice little contingent has made their way from Hazelton to support the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, again, Hazelton fans following their team, they know have a shot at a second half title possibly. Hazelton always draws well when they come to Berwick. Berwick fans will come out to see their basketball team. So we have a decent crowd. Let's see if the Bulldogs can crank it up early and hang in there with the Cougars.
And we mentioned it during football season, the shame it was that Berwick and Hazelton Area couldn't play in football in the new league because of the short distance, and we'll let you touch on that after the national anthem. has been our national anthem, and we are just about set for the tip in tonight's Division I matchup in the Wyoming Valley Conference. We'll get a look at the starting lineups. Hazelton area going with the experienced backcourt of Grabelny, Leib, and Broyen. Georgie Vancho and Frank Stish up front for Berwick. The seniors, Jared Basevich, Jim Fromm, and Matt Sheets. Mark Kiefer will handle the point, and Brandon Sheets, we mentioned the sophomore, and we are just about set for the start of tonight's game. Neil Caffery ready to tip up. Frank Stish in red for Hazelton area. Jared Basevich for Berwick in the white. Ball is up and this game is underway. Hazelton area in control. Chris Leib with the basketball for the Cougars. Ivancho gets it to Broyen, who will swing to Grabelny. Very patient start for Hazelton area. Ivancho takes it right to the basket, doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Will be controlled by Berwick, Mark Kiefer, and he looks to push for the Bulldogs, and he'll pull it back out and set up the offense. And in the first matchup at Hazelton area, Berwick only scored 19 points. A great defensive effort for Hazelton area.
Great defensive effort. Berwick's going to have to do a great job underneath tonight.
Fromm short. Basevich gets the putback. 2-0 Berwick.
Good job. Good putback by Basevich.
Ivancho on the wing gets it to Broyen. Ivancho will find Leib. Over to Broyen. Looks inside for Stish. Out to Grabelny. Broyen will take a deep three, and he doesn't get the roll. With the rebound, Matt Sheets for Berwick.
Nice job by Sheets on the rebound. We talked about Berwick having to play well underneath. Both sides under the boards, offensively and defensively. Sheets, nice rebound.
Kiefer to Fromm in the lane. His turnaround jumper in and out doesn't go. Grabelny with the rebound for the Cougars.
Got the ball into Jim Fromm. Did a nice job with the short jumper. Just couldn't get it to go.
Stish in the corner will dribble it out and get it to his point guard, Chris Leib, the senior for Hazelton area. Experienced backcourt, 2 seniors and a junior, the lone junior, Jay Grabelny. Grabelny thought about the three. Pull-up jumper from the foul line is good. This game is tied at 2.
Nice job by Grabelny on the fake. Looked like he wanted to go up the Berwick player. Left the floor. Grabelny makes the jumper.
Brandon Sheets gets a screen from Basevich's jumper. Doesn't go. Ivancho with the rebound.
One of the things Berwick's going to have to avoid is one shot and then go to defense. They need some help under the boards.
Leib kicks it out to Stish to Broyen. He'll get a Stish screen. Gets it back to Chris Leib, who looks inside for Stish. Flash and knocked away by Matt Sheets. Keeper bringing it up for Berwick. Will challenge Leib, and he'll be fouled by Chris Leib.
Nice job defensively by Matt Sheets inside. Is able to knock the ball away. Berwick down the floor. Foul. Berwick will inbound.
Foul on Chris Leib, his first, team first. We're going to look at it.
Here you see Leib reaching in.
Fromm, nice pass. Put up is good by Brandon Sheets, 4-2 Berwick.
One of the good things about Fromm is he had penetration there, was able to dish it off. Nice job, Sheets, with the basket underneath.
That's the one thing for Jim Fromm, with being put up so many points, teams will look for you defensively. Broyen ties the game at 4.
Nice job inside getting it to Bobby Broyen up with the short jumper.
But as I was saying, everybody will target Jim Fromm, and he'll have an opportunity to try and find some open teammates.
As soon as he penetrates, he's going to attract a lot of attention.
Fromm on the wing gets it to Brandon Sheets. Gets a Basevich screen. Kiefer gets it to Brandon Sheets. Basevich on the wing, kicks it to Brandon Sheets. Tipped out to Matt Sheets, the senior. And Kiefer will reset the Berwick offense. Under 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, a 4-4 tie. Thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi and the councilman, Jim Shepard, on stats.
One of the things Berwick has to do is be patient offensively.
A deep three from Fromm doesn't go. Ivancho with the rebound. Hazelton area pushes. Grabelny looked for Stish, but he'll kick it out to Broyen. Chris Slide shouts out the play for the Hazleton area offense. Bryan will take a three. It doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Out of bounds. And it'll remain Cougar basketball.
Not a popular call. Called Hazleton balls underneath.
Stish in the lane, turnaround goes. Frank Stish first basket, gives the Cougars their first lead at 6-4.
Nice job by Stish. You can see the advantage he has inside. Berwick really not with a lot of height inside.
Kiefer kicks it to Brandon Sheets. His jumper doesn't go. And Evancho knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Berwick basketball.
What's going to happen, Marty? Berwick's going to have to find somebody besides Fromm with a hot hand. Other people may be open tonight. But right now, Bobby Bryan doing a nice job on Jim Fromm defensively.
Savage gets it to Matt Sheets, gets it to Fromm. His three is short, and Evancho with the rebound. Live looks to penetrate, the shot up, no good. Fromm with the rebound, and he'll push for Berwick. Takes it all the way, shot off the mark, and another rebound for George Evancho. Bryan will penetrate, takes it right to the basket, doesn't roll in for him. Fromm gets it to Kiefer.
Fromm's doing a nice job under the boards. It's the second rebound. Berwick needs to be patient here and set their offense.
Matt Sheets in the corner. Pasevich will swing to Brandon Sheets. Fromm on the wing to Brandon Sheets. Kiefer will penetrate, challenges Stish and has it blocked.
Nice job by Frank Stish using his height to the advantage there. Rejects the shot.
Chris Live will set up the Hazleton area offense. Evancho has it blocked by Pasevich. Here comes Berwick in transition. Kiefer pull-up jumper. Long. Stish with the rebound.
Berwick has to be a little more patient offensively. They're pushing it up the floor. Pasevich, nice play defensively there on the block.
Live will take a three. Doesn't roll in for him. Evancho with a rebound. Takes it right to the basket. Has a block by, I believe, Brandon Sheets. Minute and a half left in the first quarter. Hazleton area 6, Berwick 4.
Berwick doing a good job right now, controlling tempo. They need to be patient offensively.
And a travel will be called against Kiefer. Minute 16 left in the first. Hazleton area, 2-point lead.
I'm going to mention that Berwick is doing a good job of not turning it over. That's a turnover that they cannot afford. 1 and 1 on the turnovers. Thank you.
Bryan to Grabelny for three. It's good. Jay Grabelny has 5. The lead is 5 in the last minute of the first quarter.
We've seen Grabelny get a hot hand at Hazleton several times. If he can crank it up from 3-point range, he's tough.
Kiefer to Brandon Sheets. Kiefer will reset the offense. Sheets finds Fromm on the flash. He'll challenge Stish. His jumper short. Battle for the rebound. Loose. Jump ball called. It'll remain Berwick basketball. 19.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 9-4 Cougars.
See if Berwick takes their time and sets their offense. They have 19 seconds left before the end of the first quarter.
Brandon Sheets on the wing to Fromm. Matt Sheets Looks for Fromm. Time winding down. He'll take the three. Doesn't go. Bryan with the rebound. He'll try the heave. It doesn't go. End of the first quarter. Hazleton area 9, Berwick
4. Join the world of digital cable without losing your local news, weather, and sports. Here's what could be playing in your own living room theater. 23 channels of pay-per-view. A new movie every half hour. Multiplexing of HBO, Cinemax, and Showtime. Digital music with enhanced CD quality sound. Plus, much, much more, including movie channels, sports channels, and entertainment for the entire family. Get the best package available for you. Call Cable TV today. 1-800-633-8578.
Hello? Server? Got it.
Total participation, and this means everyone, all working to make sure you get the absolute best experience possible.
Mr. Thurber, you're all set.
5-star, so demanding only our best retailers make the cut.
Schurock Brothers Dodge, we're better, we'll prove it.
You got to look at Bruce Live, Hazleton area boys head basketball coach. His Cougars with a 9-4 lead, and will start with the basketball to start this second quarter. And we'll start with their original starting five of Bryan, Grabelny, Leib, Evancho, and Stish. Berwick as well starting with their original starting five. Brandon and Matt Sheets, Fromm, Basevich, and Kiefer.
One of the interesting statistics, first quarter, 8 rebounds apiece, Hazleton and Berwick. We talked about Hazleton's advantage inside. Berwick doing a nice job under the boards right now.
And a three for Bobby Bryan. He's got 5. The lead is up to 8.
Good shot. We've also seen Bobby Bryan, when he gets hot outside, he and Grabelny, a great duo.
Kiefer to Fromm to Brandon Sheets. Fromm looks to penetrate, loses the basketball. Bryan ahead to Live. Gets it to Grabelny in the corner for 3. It's good. Second three-pointer for Jay Grabelny. He's got 8. The lead is 11. Coach Callahan will take a 30-second timeout. He'll have 3 full and a 30 remaining. Hazleton area, the full complement of 3 fulls and 2 30s. And a good timeout for Coach Callahan.
Had a very good timeout. Needed to call that. Hazleton comes out, hits 2 threes. Berwick has not scored a basket since 5:21 in the first quarter. They need to get them. Right now they look frustrated. Fromm's having a little trouble getting to the basket, getting the ball, getting it up. The other players for Berwick need to pick up the slack offensively.
Get a look at a replay on a 3-point basket by Jay Grabelny on the break.
You see Live over to Grabelny in the corner. Picks it up, makes the shot. Gives the Cougars an 11-point lead.
He's got 8 to lead the Cougars. It's 15-4. You mentioned Jim Fromm, held scoreless so far. And maybe forcing things a little bit.
I definitely think he is. He needs to settle down. Berwick needs to settle their offense down. Other players need to get a shot at the basket.
Josh Nespoli into the game, replacing Kiefer for Berwick, wearing number 12. Basevich, spin, shot doesn't go. Bryan with the rebound, and he'll push for the Cougars. Gets it to Grabelny. He'll take a 2 as he was on the line, out of bounds, and it'll be Berwick basketball.
One of the things Berwick, Hazleton area, Coach Ladd does a great job. Defensively, they always play strong. Berwick needs to set their offense, move the ball, try to get a good look at the basket. Right now, they're forcing their offense.
Basevich to Kiefer. Actually, Basevich is in the game for Brandon Sheets. So it's Nespoli, Kiefer, Fromm, Matt Sheets, and Basevich.
Again, Berwick moving the ball. They need to get that look at the basket. They can take their time.
Kiefer getting trapped in the corner by Stish, gets around him, gets into the lane, shot rolls in. Nice play by Mark Kiefer.
Good job. Mark Kiefer driving, is able to make the basket. Looked like he almost lost control of the basketball, was able to regain it, makes the shot.
Live on the wing. In the corner to Evancho and back out to Chris Live.
Now that is Berwick's first basket in about 7.5 minutes.
Ball knocked away. Kiefer will come up with it, and a foul on Grabelny.
Grabelny reaching in, the ball was on the floor, so they whistled in for the foul. Berwick will inbound underneath.
It's his first, only the second team foul. Number 30, Joe Nicholas in the lineup for Hazleton area, so will replace Frank Stish. And Joe, a couple weeks back from injury.
We talked about him the last time I was with you at Hazleton. He was getting his legs back under him.
And a Berwick turnover as Fromm stepped on the baseline out of bounds. 5:09 remaining in the first half, 15-6. Berwick coming up at halftime. The cable TV halftime stats, which will be compiled by the councilman, Jim Shapard.
Can't make that mistake, Marty. You cannot turn the ball over that way when you're playing the basketball team like Hazleton.
Bryan will take a three from the corner. Doesn't get the roll. Fromm loses the basketball to Evancho. Looks inside to Nicholas, and he was fouled. And because he passed, it'll be on the floor. No shooting situation for Joe Nicholas.
The foul on Mark Kiefer, Berwick.
It's his first team first, and a good call by, and I believe Coach Callahan has just picked up a technical foul. Got to look at the replay.
We see the ball inside here. The foul was committed right there, so as you mentioned on the floor, I think what happens in a situation like that, Marty, a little frustrated, struggling as a basketball team, and obviously you want them to play as well as they can. Feels the official made a bad call, and he just whistled for a technical.
Bobby Bryan to shoot the technicals. Nice stroke for Bobby Bryan. He has 7 on the night. Lead back to 11 at 17-6. 8 for Grabelny and 7 for Bobby Bryan to account for 15 of the 17 for Hazleton area.
I think one of the things, Berwick's lack of offensive production. Hazleton area doing a nice job defensively on Fromm. Berwick trying to find someone else to pick up the slack. Has not found that player at this point.
Nicholas at the foul line to Live to Grabelny. Looks inside to Nicholas. Nice seal. Doesn't get it to fall, and I believe George Evancho will be called for an over the back, but we'll wait for the call from Charlie Majikis.
You're right, Marty. Evancho coming in from the top. Good pass inside.
And actually, it was ruled on Joe Nicholas.
You're going to see the shot there, and then they're calling Nicholas right there over the top.
So 4:15 left in the first half. Kiefer will try a long shot. Evancho will get the rebound. And as per the usual when we've seen Hazleton area, George Evancho controlling the boards for the Cougars.
Does a nice job for them as well as Nicholas and Stish underneath.
And he'll be around a while. Only a sophomore for Coach Live. And his son Chris Live gets the basketball, kicks it to Joe Nicholas, who finds Evancho underneath, knocked away, and I believe off Evancho's hands it was. Berwick basketball. Brandon Sheets will check back in for the Dogs, and Josh Nespoli will sit down.
Nicholas, good pass inside. Evancho just couldn't handle the ball. Looks for Brandon Sheets, knocked out of bounds by Nicholas. Frank Stish back in the game. He'll give George Evancho a breather. One of the things that impresses me, I mentioned earlier, Hazleton area defensively plays exceptionally well. They move their feet, they have their hands up. They play very good defensive basketball.
In the corner, Basevich. Out to Kiefer. Get a screen from Fromm. Gets it to Bisevich. And loses his footing. Kiefer looks to take it right to the basket. Doesn't go. Chris Leib has it for Hazleton area, and he'll push. Looking for Grabelny behind him. Out of bounds. A Hazleton area turnover.
Grabelny started to move to the basket. Leib pass was a little behind Grabelny. Just wasn't able to get back. So turnover. Berwick has possession.
Brandon Sheets with the basketball inside the Matt Sheets. Doesn't go. His follow will roll in for Matt Sheets' first basket, and the deficit is cut to 9.
Nice job, Matt Sheets on the night. That's exactly what Berwick needs to do.
Nicholas. Royan swings the Grabelny. Frank Stish goes to Chris Leib. A deep three. Doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Controlled by Joe Nicholas, and he puts it back in. His first basket off the bench. 19-8 Cougars.
Nice put back by Nicholas.
Mark Kiefer, the junior, controls the basketball, looks in the corner for Bisevich. Kiefer looks to penetrate, takes it right to the basket. The left hand doesn't go. And I believe a foul underneath on the floor against Hazleton area.
Kiefer's doing a nice job. We're going to see the replay right here. Penetration, gets very good penetration. Does not get the ball to go. Matt Sheets does a nice job on the rebound, but the foul is called on the floor, so Berwick will inbound.
Called against Jay Grabelny, his second team fourth. He'll sit down. Bomb shot doesn't go. Matt Sheets has it blocked by Stish. Bisevich takes it to the basket and gets it in. Jared Bisevich leads Berwick with 4, and it's 19-10. Eric Dion, number 14, into the game for Hazleton area as he replaced Jay Grabelny.
Nice job by Bisevich. Aggressive to the basket. We got a timeout called by Hazleton.
And Coach Leib has signaled a 30-second timeout. And
what happened was somebody was fixing their shoelace, and thought Bruce Leib had called timeout, or Chris Leib, I'm sorry, had called timeout on the floor. Coach Leib went over and he said he did not make the call, so they have called the timeout off. Play will resume.
And I think maybe what they had seen was Chris Leib had picked up the basketball, looked over to his dad, and said, "Do you want a timeout?" And I think maybe the officials might have heard this timeout or whatever and called it.
It looked like Chris had sort of signaled, but he had the ball in his hand. You couldn't really tell.
And almost a steal for Kiefer. George Evancho back in for Hazleton area as Nicholas sits down, gets a nice pass from Stish. He'll be fouled on the floor.
They're going to call Jim Fromm for the foul inside.
Fromm's first, team third. .107 left, second quarter, 19-10, no scoring ball game. Leib to Bryan. Last minute in this first half. Coming up at halftime, the halftime stats brought to you by Cable TV, which will be compiled by the councilman Jim Shepard. Dion with the basketball gets it to Stish. Evancho swings to Bryan. Bryan looks inside for Stish. Takes it to the basket, shot up, doesn't go. Evancho gets the put back, and it's 21-10 Cougars.
Nice strong rebound and put back by Evancho.
Bisevich in the corner to Kiefer. See the time remaining in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Berwick will set up the offense for this last shot of the half.
We need to start movement to the basket with 10 seconds here.
He'll take a deep three, doesn't go. Evancho with the rebound. Bryan will try a heave. It doesn't go. It's halftime to score. Hazleton area 21, Berwick 10.
Remember the good old days when things were just so laid back? Here comes the milkman with the latest special delivery from Pecora's Dairy. And there's good old Mom. She's serving the usual nutritious lunch. Don't forget that Pecora's milk, Mom. Gosh, weren't things so simple and peaceful? Not anymore. There's no time to sit around. It's a natural pick-me-up. It's Chug-a-Lug. At work, at play, it's the new drink of the day. It's Chug-a-Lug. It's delicious. It's nutritious. Chug-a-Lugs for when you're on the... Only from Pecora's Dairy.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service dental laboratory located on the premises. 5 dentists, 2 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants. Specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss for your complete dental care.
HAHS TV, 64 channels, 24 hours. Digital choice is now available to customers of HAHS TV. This fall, cable subscribers were able to get 64 channels of digital programming, in addition to the channels they're already receiving. Choice, control, convenience includes an interactive program including DMX and 6 channels of pay-per-view. Call to subscribe, 462-1911.
Lighting the way, lighting the way, lighting the way, lighting the way, lighting the way
to a new century.
Bishop Hayfie Junior Senior High School, lighting the way to a new century.
Looking for a thoroughly modern drugstore?
But one carrying those old-fashioned remedies?
Hazel Drugs Apothecary, 20 North Laurel Street is the place.
We are the recognized leader in homeopathic and herbal remedies.
Nutritional supplements, botanicals, and other alternative healthcare items such as
Health publications, state-of-the-art computerized information.
to help you find the solution to your health concerns.
Hazel Drugs,
Since 1868,
one of America's oldest
and most respected.
drugstores.
Welcome back to Berwick Area High School at halftime of this boys high school basketball Division I matchup between the Cougars and the Bulldogs. Hazleton area with a 21-10 advantage over Berwick. Hazleton area in that first half led by Jay Grabelny with 8, Bobby Broyan with 7. Berwick led by Jared Basevich with 4, but the big stat, Jim Fromm held scoreless in that first half, and at times it seemed like he was a little frustrated that matchup zone paying a lot of attention to Jim Fromm, not giving him any open looks, and may have gotten a little frustrated forcing up some shots.
Yeah, matchup zone by Hazleton area. They're really playing it well. Bobby Broyan has done an excellent job defensively. So has Grabelny, and so has Chris Leib. I think one of the things you find frustration, Jim Fromm threw up a couple threes from deep territory, and really has not had a ball drop for him tonight. So Berwick down by 11. One of the things the Bulldogs have to do, Marty, is have somebody pick up the slack offensively. Basevich is doing a nice job driving the basket. Keither did a pretty decent job. Some of the other players are going to have to pick up the slack.
And for Hazleton area, a very patient half of basketball offensively and defensively. Very well scouted and coached by Bruce Leib. You could see in that matchup zone there was always a player in Jim Fromm's face.
I'll tell you, one of the things I've said about Hazleton area, I've seen them a lot over the last several years. Defensively, they always play well. And they play aggressively. They have people on the floor. They have their hands up. They slide. They move their feet well. They do a good job, and that's coaching. Coach Leib has done a great job with them defensively. Most games with them, Marty, they're in the 40s or low 50s. We don't see a lot of high-scoring Hazleton basketball games. And again, defensively, they play well. Offensively, they're patient. And I'll tell you what, with Stitch, Evancho, Nicholas underneath, that's a pretty good trio and gives them some strength underneath. And that's an area that Berwick has struggled with, although Matt Sheets and Brandon Sheets has given them a little help underneath.
And it doesn't hurt to have a good backcourt and an experienced backcourt, especially Leib and Broyne. But Jay Grabelny this season has stepped up his game as well.
Well, one of the things that Grabelny gives them, from every time we see the Hazleton area Cougars, Grabelny's hitting the three. I mean, his shooting has been very, very good for Hazleton area. But you're right, Broyne and Leib handle the ball. They have Stish, Nicholas, Evancho underneath, and they really have a nice ball club at this point, and they're starting to play well, just at the right time of the season.
Okay, we're at halftime. The score, Hazleton area 21, Berwick 10. We're going to take a break. Coming up, the Cable TV halftime stats compiled by the Councilman, Jim Shapper.
Do you ever just have one of those days? Well, at Farmers Insurance, everything we do is about getting things back to normal. Isn't that what insurance is supposed to do? Farmers, get you back where you belong.
For all your insurance needs, call Pachence and Joyce Insurers at 454-0888. And Flosy, and the customer that would not leave. What strange new customer is this that keeps ordering meal after meal after meal? What could have caused this individual to become the mindless eating machine you see before you?
How about a little dessert here?
Could it be the fact that they're open 24 hours? Could it be the tantalizing entrees of food? Or could it be the impeccable, warm, friendly service of Aunt Flosy and her staff? The world may never know.
Just remember, when your appetite peaks, come to Aunt Flosy's 24 hours, 7 days a week.
The most important piece of jewelry in almost every couple's life is the diamond engagement ring. Let us help you find your way through the maze of baguettes, round brilliant cuts, princess cuts, and the like, to that special ring meant just for you. The diamond engagement ring, a gift for all your life. Available at Felons, your personal jeweler.
They make you feel comfortable and at ease because of the quality of care and how nice the people are. I really do like St. Joe's Hospital.
Sandy is just one of several hundred people who have found exceptional health care right here at home. That's because the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance continues to earn the trust of its patients by providing state-of-the-art services, award-winning programs, and community health education.
I would and already have referred St. Joe's Hospital to family and friends.
The Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, we're all about people.
Explore the key to your financial success with Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, a tradition of excellence since 1832. Janney Montgomery Scott is the Hazleton area's only full-service investment firm since 1947. We specialize in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, insurance, IRAs, 401ks, retirement, and estate planning. Stop in or call one of our investment professionals today. Explore the key to your financial success with Janney Montgomery Scott.
Welcome back to Berwick Area High School. Get a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Cable TV and compiled by the Councilman, Jim Shapper.
Marty, there's a couple things that stand out. Berwick shooting 5 for 18, 28%, but 0 for 5 from the three-point range, so they're 5 for 23, which is about 21% overall. You cannot win a basketball game shooting like that. Hazleton area 5 for 13, 3 for 9 from the three-point range. They're shooting 38 and 33%. Foul line 2 for 2 Berwick. I'm sorry, 2 for 2 Hazleton. Berwick has not been to the line. Blocks, 13 with 2. Turnovers, 4 for Hazleton, 3 for Berwick. Rebounds, a little surprising, Marty. 15 rebounds for Hazleton area. Berwick area, 13 rebounds. So the Bulldogs doing a nice job under the boards. They just cannot score points at this point. And Jim Fromm is held scoreless first half.
That might be the biggest stat of the night so far, and that was the Cable TV halftime stats, and compiling those, the Councilman, Jim Shapper. And we thank Shap for helping us out this evening. You're going to look at Bill Callahan, head coach of the boys high school basketball team here at Berwick High School, and then you're going to look at Bruce Leib, his counterpart this evening. And they both nice for television, coming out in their white shirts.
That's right. They must have known they were on TV tonight. We didn't know it. You have a blue one on, I have a blue one on. We thought we were doing radio.
The color of our shirts is the least of our worries.
Yeah, I'll say. That's right.
Berwick will start going from left to right on your screen in their white jerseys with Brandon and Matt Sheets, Spasevich, Fromm, and Kiefer, the original starting five. Hazelton area going with their original starting five, Evancho, Grabelny, Stish, Leib, and Bryan. Fromm, nice pass to Matt Sheets. Basket is good, and it's 21-12 Cougars.
We talked about Fromm penetrating, a great job. Finds Matt Sheets underneath open, makes the two.
Stish to Leib. Looks for Stish inside. Great pass from Chris Leib. 4 on the night for Frank Stish.
We talked about Leib and Bryan handling the basketball. There you saw an example. Leib gets it into Stish. Stish puts it up for 2.
Brandon Sheets finds Matt Sheets inside. Loses control, but Pasevich guarded by Stish. Nice pass inside to Matt Sheets. 2 straight baskets for Matt Sheets as he leads the Bulldogs with 6.
Another good pass inside, and Sheets puts it up for 2. Berwick now within 9. Berwick doing a nice job of penetrating, finding Sheets open.
And Chris Leib gets his first basket of the night. It's a 3, and it's 26-14 Cougars.
We have Bryan, we have Leib, Grabelny, all shoot well from the outside.
Fromm looked for Pasevich. Nice defensive play by Frank Stish to knock it out of bounds.
Frank Stish did a great job of getting down to the baseline and knock that ball away. One of the things that I've noticed about Stish, he's moving his feet much better this year than last.
And the other thing at this point in the season, since Fromm takes a 3, doesn't go, Bryan with the rebound. Looks like Frank Stish is finally comfortable in this Hazelton area program.
I think it takes a while to be able to do that, and you're right. At this point, he is comfortable playing well.
It's one of those things where it's hard to transfer from one school to another and get acclimated to a different program and a different philosophy of basketball.
You're right, Marty. Good job by Jim Fromm defensively. Now makes the block on Bryan, who's driving the basket. Berwick possession.
2 minutes gone in the third, and a 3 by Jim Fromm, his first basket, and it's 26-17 Cougars.
We talked about Fromm not having any points at the half. He finally hits them from the 3-point range.
Bobby Bryan gets it back to Chris Leib. We mentioned in the first half and continuing here in the second half, very patient offensively for Hazelton area.
Move the ball well. When they move the ball like they're doing right now, they get great looks at the basket.
Bryan's 3 doesn't go. Grabelny tips it up, but Kiefer gets it for Berwick. And the pass knocked away by Stish, and it'll be Hazelton area basketball, and a fine hustle play by Frank Stish defensively.
Great job by Stish. We talked again about him moving his feet, becoming more aggressive defensively. Here you see we didn't get a great look at that because the official with his back to us.
You're almost able to get that basketball right in your living room. I don't know if it would have came in your living room, might have broke something.
That's right. I wanted to replay my play.
Bryan for Hazelton area gets it to Grabelny. And Grabelny will take a 3 and hit it. Jay Grabelny with 11. 3 threes on the night. Coach Callahan will take a timeout, and it'll be a 30-second timeout, his last 30-second timeout of the night, so he'll be left with 3 full timeouts. Hazelton area, the full complement of 3 full and 2 30s.
I'm sorry, Marty. One of the things Coach Callahan's going to talk about is Grabelny really had plenty of time to take that 3 from outside, and Grabelny sets the ball a little low. And I think Coach Callahan's talking about getting over defensively to take away that shot, getting Grabelny's face.
And we're going to get a look at a replay.
Here's the one before when we had just the official back. We talked about Stish making a nice play. Grabelny 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Marty shooting 100% from the 3-point range right now.
and even with a Wilkes background, you know you can't get much better than 100%.
That's right. I think if you had a Kings background, you might become confused with that, but...
Fromm at his pass tip, gets it back, looks inside for Matt Sheets, and I believe a foul will be called on Frank Stish as he tried to take the charge.
I'm going to call a block on Stish.
That'll be his team first in his second half. They're going to look at the Berwick sideline. 4:20 left in the third quarter. Hazleton area 29, Berwick 17. Matt Sheets out to Brandon Sheets. Sorry, Joe.
That's okay. Berwick doing some things offensively, scoring points here in the third quarter. They need to continue to move the ball well.
Kusevich will take a three. Doesn't go. Grabelny with the rebound. Live to Broyen, back to Live. He'll penetrate, nice pass to Stish out to Broyen, and they'll hit the three. Very unselfish basketball for Hazleton area. And Berwick will take a timeout, full timeout, 32-17 Cougars.
Penn State Hazleton is making life better in northeastern Pennsylvania. Earn a bachelor's degree in business or an associate degree in a variety of majors, including information sciences and technology. Get involved in a student organization. Work up a sweat in a varsity or intramural sport. Become a student leader. Penn State Hazleton combines the resources of an internationally recognized university with top-notch faculty, affordable tuition, and a commitment to technology. Penn State Hazleton is making life better for you.
Looking for homeowners or auto insurance? We've got you covered. That's right, the Demsko Agency provides you with the protection you need as soon as you walk out that door. Whether you need life, health, homeowners, boat, or motorcycle insurance, call Demsko. We've got you covered. If you're a good driver, or not so good driver, don't worry. We'll give immediate coverage on all kinds of insurance, plus available discounts on combo coverage. So call 455-8748. The Demsko Agency. We've got you covered.
You got to look at Bruce Live, Hazleton area boys head basketball coach. His Cougars with a 15-point lead. 3:53 left in the third quarter.
Marty, while we were away, we were talking about the sequence in that last basket by Broyen. Good penetration by Live. Gets it to the big man underneath and out to Broyen. Broyen had a great look at the basket. Good ball movement.
Matt Sheets kicks it out to Kiefer. Finds Kusevich. He kicks it out to Fromm. He'll take a three from the corner off the mark. Battle for the rebound between Matt Sheets and Frank Stish. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favoring the Cougars.
Jim Fromm holding his head in his hands, a little frustrated tonight.
Hazleton area led by Jay Grabelny with 11 and Bobby Broyen with 10. Berwick led by Matt Sheets with 6. Grabelny to Stish. Ivancho goes baseline, spins, kicks out to Stish. Ivancho in the lane, has it blocked by Brandon Sheets, gets it back, is short with it. His third try doesn't go. Stish on the boards. His putback is good. 34-17 Cougars.
That was an example of, we talked about it, Hazleton area having an advantage underneath. They had 3 shots at the basket there.
A steal by Frank Stish. Takes it all the way. He'll be fouled by Fromm, and he'll be going to the line to shoot 2.
Stish looked like he had a easy basket that Fromm down the floor makes him go to the line to work for it with the foul.
Fromm's second, team first. Gonna look at it.
You see the look. Stish down the floor. You'll see Fromm coming from the right side of your screen. Right here, he commits the foul.
Stish hits the first. He's got 5 in this third quarter. 5 of his 7. 2 for 2, he's got 8. Joe Nicholas back into the game replacing Stish.
You know, Nicholas coming off the bench, getting in some good minutes off the bench. And one of the things when Nicholas comes in the ballgame off the bench, Marty, they don't lose a lot with him in the ballgame.
And that was the depth that Coach Leib had talked to us about in the beginning of the season, but we really didn't get to see it because of all the injuries and illness that went through his squad in mostly December and a little bit of January.
I go back to my statement earlier I made in the first half. They're starting to play well at the right time of the season.
Matt Sheets looks to go baseline. The shot doesn't go, and it didn't hit the rim, so he can't get his own shot, but I believe he was fouled.
Matt Sheets doing a nice job for Berwick tonight. Aggressive underneath, drove the baseline there, didn't have a lot of room, was fouled in the process. Berwick will inbound underneath their own basket.
Foul on Nicholas, his team second. Flom to inbound for Berwick. And over the head of Sheets, and Leib takes it all the way, doesn't go. Evancho hustles after it, off of him. It'll be Berwick basketball.
Leib looked like he wanted to use the board and then changed his mind. Ball did not drop. Here's the replay. There you see it. It looked like he wanted to get it higher on the board. It just didn't happen. Hazelton area knocks it out of bounds. Berwick will have possession.
Josh Nespley back in the game, replacing Brandon Sheets. Matt Sheets gets a nice pass from Flom. 6 in the quarter for Matt Sheets, 8 overall, and it's 36-19 Cougars.
Berwick getting a nice look tonight from Matt Sheets. Is playing well.
Nicholas looks inside to Evancho, wide open. George Evancho with 4, 38-19 Cougars.
Defensively, cannot allow that to happen. Evancho wide open underneath. Somebody lost him defensively. Have to know where defensively where the players are.
Off the keeper, miss. Evancho with the basketball. Gets it ahead to Bobby Bryan. Rebelny looks inside for Nicholas. Shot up and good. Joe Nicholas with 4, and it's a 21-point Cougar lead.
We talked about Nicholas and how he has improved after the injury. He's starting to find his legs now, handling the ball well. Nice turnaround using the board for the 2.
From losing control, has it stolen by Evancho. 3-on-1 for the Cougars. Bryan back to Evancho. Shot up and good. George Evancho with 6. Lead up to 23 with under a minute remaining in this third quarter.
We keep talking about ball movement. Again, Hazelton area with a nice job moving the ball. Easy layup.
Tasevich penetrates and is going to be fouled. Walking foul called by Neil Caffrey. Evancho picks up his first. Team third substitutions. We'll get a look at the fast break from the Cougars.
Here you see ball movement. Pass inside. Great job by Bryan with the pass back and the 2 points.
The backcourt will sit down for the Cougars. Bryan, Leib, and Grabelny. Eric Dion, number 31, Pat Brown, and number 25, Russ Kanzler into the game for the Cougars. Brandon Sheets back in for Berwick. Kiefer's shot up, and he is fouled.
I think they're going to call foul on Nicholas underneath. This will be Berwick's first attempt, I believe, from the foul line, if I'm not mistaken.
It's Nicholas's third, team fourth. Number 50, Brian Oakes into the game for the Cougars as Joe Nicholas will sit down with those 3 personal fouls.
Oakes is a 6'5" senior for the Cougars.
1 out of 2, Oakes with the rebound. 42-20, Hazelton area. Under half a minute remaining in this third quarter. See if Hazelton area will elect to hold for the last shot.
Oakes had a good look at the basket there, just didn't make the move to the basket.
I'm winding down. Pat Brown waiting for the play to develop. Looks inside for Evancho. He'll challenge, shot up, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Nice job. Evancho with the ball inside. Makes a nice move to the basket.
Foul on Brandon Sheets, his first, team second.
There you see the look at. There you see Evancho going to his left. Sheets behind him, commits the foul, and ball drops.
Miss. Dion with the rebound. Put back doesn't go, and that's the end of the third quarter. The score. Hazelton area 44, Berwick 20.
Shopping for a new kitchen, bath, floor coverings? Then see the professionals at Builders Direct, the Hazleton area's best choice for quality products at unbelievable prices. I like this vanity package, but I don't want to pay a lot of money. You don't have to beat us up to get the best price available. You'll see just how much you can save by buying at Builders Direct.
Now, class, who saves you the most on kitchens, baths, and floor coverings?
Builders Direct!
Located in the Duplin building. Use the Sears Street entrance and start saving today.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering, the area's favorite catering service.
Delicious homemade food, expertly prepared and served.
Business lunches, parties, company outings, graduations, and holidays.
Or just those informal get-togethers with family and friends.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering. We handle all the details.
On-site cooking, prepare and deliver, or you can pick it up.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering. Select from our complete menu.
And we'll do the rest.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering, the area's favorite catering service.
Welcome back to Berwick Area High School. Start of the fourth quarter and an offensive explosion for Hazleton area in that third quarter.
Now they came out and scored 23 points. It was 9-4 after 1-12. Hazleton area to score 12 in the second quarter, third quarter, 23 points.
They have a 24-point lead to start this fourth quarter. Berwick with the basketball. Original starting five: Basevich, Brandon, and Matt Sheets, Kiefer, and Fromm for the Bulldogs. Kiefer looks to penetrate, spins, shot doesn't go. Dion with the rebound. Hazleton area starts with Dion, Brown, Stish, Broyan, and Evancho. Stish inside, nice play. Frank Stish in double figures with 10. Lead is up to 26.
Nice job by Bobby Broyan. Put it up high. Knew Stish was going to make that move to the basket. Stish puts it up for 2.
Fromm spins to Basevich. His three is good. Jared Basevich with 7 on the night, and it's 46-23 Hazleton area.
Nice shot by Basevich. Fromm did a nice job, a little penetration, got it to Basevich, and he had a good look at the basket.
Broyan gets it to Stish. Dion on the wing. Broyan takes it right to the basket. Bobby Broyan leads the Cougars with 12. It's 48-23 Hazleton area.
Great move to the basket by Broyan. Good penetration. Berwick needs to step in front, stop the ball. No one did that. Broyan up for 2.
Basevich loses the basketball. Pat Brown up with it for the Cougars.
Exactly what I was talking about. One of the Hazleton players stepped in front, didn't get the number, Marty, but he stopped the ball. Defensively, that's what you must do when somebody is driving the lane.
Basevich to foul, his first, team third. Brown and Dion sit down as Grabelny and Leib check back in. Josh Nespoli back in for Berwick as Basevich sits down. Leib will take a 3, doesn't go. Stish with the rebound, loses control. Evancho gets it back, doesn't go. Fromm with the rebound.
One of the things about Hazleton area, Marty, they will pass the ball. They'll set the offense. They're really unselfish offensively. A lot of different people involved in the scoring, and they move it well so they can get to look at the basket.
Brandon Sheets on the wing, gets it to Fromm. Shot in the lane, doesn't go. Rebound for Broyan, and over the back foul will be called against Jim Fromm.
Well, Fromm missed the shot. I think it was a little frustration. I went up to try to rebound and had to go over Bobby Broyan, so the foul was called. The Hazleton area will bring it up 5:44, fourth quarter, 48-23 Cougars. There you see the shot missed, and there you see Fromm over the top fouling Broyan.
And that's Fromm's third, team fourth. Broyan gets it to Evancho. They find Stish, triple team, gets the shot off, gets his own rebound. Putback doesn't go, and Evancho will bring it back out for Hazleton area.
Hazleton area really showing their superiority underneath right now.
On the Broyan miss, Fromm with the rebound. And he'll bring it up for Berwick. Approaching 5 minutes remaining, and they're down 25.
Good quick hands by Bobby Broyan, knocking it away.
And a timeout taken by Berwick, 48-23 Hazleton area. right here with 5:05 left in the fourth quarter and a 25-point Cougar lead. Berwick down to one timeout remaining. And it's just been a long evening for the whole Bulldog team. I think they had a planned attack against this Hazleton area defense, and I think their plans just didn't come to fruition tonight.
We talked about the matchup zone defensively. Hazleton area doing a great job on Farm. Some of the other Berwick players had to pick it up offensively. That has not happened. And again, Hazleton area underneath with Evancho, Nicholas, and Stish. And Stish is really, you talk about coming around at the right time of the season. I think he's playing exceptionally well right now, Marty.
Berwick to inbound. Brandon Sheets will get it out to Nespoli. Kiefer in the corner. Off a Fromm screen, Nespoli to Brandon Sheets. To Kiefer. Goes baseline, looks in the middle, and has it stolen by Live.
I tried to get the ball back. He was trapped on the baseline. Keeper tried to get the ball back, couldn't do that.
Stish's pass doesn't go. Battle for the loose ball. Possession arrow will favor Hazleton area.
Right now on the three-pointers, Hazleton area 6 for 14, Berwick 2 for 10. Free throws, Hazleton 4 for 5, Berwick 1 for 2. Rebounding, Hazleton area showing superiority in the second half. They're up 29-17. It was 14-13 their favor at halftime. Turnovers, both teams with 6. Thank you, Mr. Shepard.
Nespoli on the long rebound of the Broyan three-point miss. Gets it to Brandon Sheets to Kiefer. Fromm has it blocked. Stish to Broyan. To Grabelny. Nice fast break there by Hazleton area. Jay Grabelny leads all scorers with 13, and it's 50-23 Cougars.
Great job by Hazleton area getting the ball up the floor very quickly after the block.
Tip pass, and I believe a loose ball foul will be called against Jim Fromm. And some more frustration, I think, from Jim Fromm.
Yeah, I really do. It's been a frustrating night for Jim. Has not come close to his average for the year. He's played well during the year. I've been shooting well, but right now, Hazleton area doing an excellent job defensively.
Joe Nicholas and Eric Dion back in as Grabelny and Stish sit down. Number 32, Frank Payne, making an appearance for Berwick as Jim Fromm will take a seat on what has been a long evening for him.
And you know what, in the course of your athletic career, if you play sports long enough, Marty, you're going to have long nights occasionally. So I think you have to learn from them, become a better player, and then move on.
Broyan to Evancho. Dion swings it to Broyan to Live. Broyan looks inside for Nicholas, knocked away by Kiefer, and it went off Nicholas's leg. Nice defensive play by Mark Kiefer.
Excellent job. Mark Kiefer, good quick hands, knocks it away off of, as you had mentioned, the Hazleton area player's leg, and Berwick has possession.
Kiefer doesn't go off Evancho out of bounds, remains Berwick basketball.
One of the things I like about Kiefer, Marty, he's doing a nice job of penetrating tonight. Berwick needs a little movement on offense here. He's trying to get the ball to some people there. He shot the short jumper and missed it. But Mark Kiefer is penetrating and moving the ball for Berwick.
Brandon Sheets will be fouled. Chris Libas sat down as Pat Brown returns for the Cougars.
I think they're going to call on Dion.
That's his first team fifth. And the sophomore Brandon Sheets to the free throw line. Get a look at it.
You see the replay there. You see the foul by Dion Sheets, as you mentioned, to the line.
Russ Kanzler returns for Hazleton area as Bobby Broyan will sit down. Brandon Sheets with 3. It's 50-24 Hazleton area. This hasn't been a spectacular game by Hazleton area, but very workmanlike.
I'll tell you what, defensively, very solid. Offensively, they're moving the ball. They're getting that look at the basket, and their big men are working hard underneath. And as you had mentioned, they brought their lunch buckets tonight because it is workmanlike basketball.
Brian Oakes back in for the Cougars as Georgie Vancho sits down. Get a look at the replay as Nespoli picked up the foul.
Reached in with the grab. Hazelton area with possession.
Brown out to Dion. Oakes kicks it out to Brown. Kansler will take a three, doesn't go. Rebounded by Dion. Pass hits the back of the banking board. Out of bounds, remains Hazelton area basketball. Matt Sheets will sit down with 8 points, replaced by number 43, Josh Diederich. Oakes goes cross court to Dion. His three is good. 53-24 on the first basket by Eric Dion.
Good cross court pass to Dion. Though defensively did not get over Dion with the three.
Kiefer gets his own miss and blocked this time, and Dion brings it back for the Cougars. Ahead to Nicholas. Shot goes up and in. Joe Nicholas with 6. 55-24 Cougars.
Every time I look at Nicholas, I wonder if he hadn't been injured, Marty. He really could have had a great year.
Ball goes out of bounds. Remains Berwick basketball. Number 55, John Paulshock, and number 11, Leo Ortiz into the game for the Cougars as Kansler and Nicholas sit down. Brandon Sheets will take the jumper and hit it. Brandon Sheets has 5. 55-26 Cougars. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Nice job with Brandon Sheets on that short jumper.
Paulshock off the pass from Ortiz. His first basket makes it 57-26 Cougars.
Nice job by Ortiz on penetration.
There's a three by Kiefer. Paulshock with the rebound. The senior, Leo Ortiz, brings it back. Dion goes baseline, shot up and in. Eric Dion with 5, and it's 59-26. And Coach Callahan will take a timeout. 59-26 Cougars.
Nestled in the scenic countryside of Sugarloaf is Sally Purcell's Country Inn, where quality family dining has come to be what's expected, thanks to over 20 years of experience. Sally and the rest of her family serve up the best lunch and dinner specials one can imagine. And to anyone planning a private party or rehearsal dinner, take note. Our sensational Lookout Terrace room seats up to 30 people. There's also a non-smoking room and a bar on the premises. So stop on by Sally Purcell's Country Inn. You won't regret it. Reservations are suggested on Fridays and Saturdays, closed Mondays.
Sharp's Good Housekeeping Center in Hazelton is the area's most trusted name in home appliances and service. At Sharp's, you'll not only receive the best price on a full line of home appliances, but you'll get fast, professional service 6 days a week. In fact, Sharp's has received the GE Service Excellence Award for outstanding customer service. At Sharp's, you'll be treated like one of the family. We're here to answer all of your questions, all of the time. Sharp's Good Housekeeping Center in Hazelton.
Welcome back to Berwick Area High School. Minute 25 left in the fourth quarter. 59-26 Cougars. Number 40, Zoko Muhovic, and number 22, Brian Fiore in for Hazelton area. Number 34, Jeff Bailey in for Berwick, along with number 35 at the Mini A.
Nice rebound, Jeff Bailey for Berwick, 6'2", junior.
Last minute of play in the game. And a steal will be picked up by Ortiz. Goes behind the back. Spins in the lane. Shot is up and good. Leo Ortiz, his first basket. And it's 61-26 Cougars.
Nice move by Ortiz. Went to his right, back to his left. Short jumper for 2. Hazelton there getting good time from some of the people off the bench, Marty.
Nespoli is going to be fouled. A reach in will be called called against Leo Ortiz.
Ortiz with quick hands caught Nespoli on the arm, so Berwick will inbound from the side. 24 seconds left in the ball game. 61-26. Very impressed with Hazleton area tonight. Played well on defense, moved the ball very well on offense, and the big men had nice games for them underneath.
Almost the steal jump ball be called Berwick possession. 14 and a half seconds remaining in the game. As Josh Diederich will inbound. And Diederich gets the shot up, doesn't go. Rebound for Ortiz. Under 10 seconds left. And a travel will be called against Leo Ortiz.
Well, Ortiz had the ball in the air, came down with possession of the ball, called for a walk. 5 seconds left in the ball game.
Last shot doesn't go. The game is final. Score Hazleton area 61, Berwick 26. And we'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Neat and Clean, the area's most complete garment care facility, utilizing the latest state-of-the-art dry cleaning systems, plus shirt laundering, suede and leather cleaning, and tailoring. Neat and Clean will even come to your home, remove your soiled draperies, dry clean and decorate or fold them, then return to reinstall your draperies. Neat and Clean will expertly clean blankets, comforters, tablecloths, even bedspreads. Neat and Clean Dry Cleaning Service, the area's most complete garment care facility. Neat and Clean, we're simply the best.
246. I was driving to the basket with my patented slam dunk when I zigged instead of zagged, and I knew that I'd been had. 248. I called one of the convenient Irely chiropractic locations, and he told me to come right in for an appointment. 301. Dr. Irely gave me an adjustment, and I knew that I was going to be better. Now, I may be getting a little older, but thanks to the offices of Irely Chiropractic, I can still slam dunk with the best of them.
At Irely Chiropractic, I feel good naturally.
Welcome back to Berwick Area High School. The Cougars coming away with a 61-26 victory over the Berwick Bulldogs in this boys high school basketball matchup in the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I. And I always know that anything can happen in any game, and Hazleton area has one game left with Coughlin on Tuesday night at home, but looks like the Cougars are on another collision course with Wyoming Valley West and possibly 2 playoff matchups before the districts even start.
Both teams win on Tuesday night. They're looking at a playoff for the second half, and then if the Cougars could win that playoff game, I know we're looking down the road, then again there would be another playoff game for the league title. So, as I'd mentioned, Marty, I think Hazleton area really hitting their stride at the right time. They are playing well right now, getting good bench time from their people off the bench and the big men underneath. Bryan and Lai playing well, and Grabelny shooting the ball well, and Nicholas really is coming around.
Hazleton area, a balanced attack. Jay Grabelny with 13, Bobby Bryan with 12, Frank Stish with 10, Berwick led by Matt Sheets with 8, and Jared Basevich with 7. And now for our director, Barry Jayas, for the councilman, Jim Shepard on stats. For Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long from Berwick Area High School. The final, Hazleton area 61, Berwick 26. Join us Saturday, February 17th, live at 1 o'clock. We'll be back here for these 2 schools meeting up again, but this time high school wrestling, Hazleton area and Berwick, 1 o'clock on Saturday, February 17th. This has been a WYLN Sports Special Presentation. Good night from Berwick.